Siegfried and Roy had a bit of an issue with a tiger at one point, and you decide to fill your show with animals. What were you thinking?
I know, but I wanted, I set out a wish list, and some of it sounded crazy even to me, but I was just going to throw it out there. And the producers said, well, you know what? All of these things are possible. We can make this happen. And I said, okay, well, let's do it. So, of course, I had 2 horses in the show. The white horse that I had in the show for one of the songs, I take the halter off the horse, and there's no saddle when I ride on, so it's a bit risky. There were a lot of variables there.
Yeah, every night you're doing it.
Yeah, every night, I know.
It's not like a one-time thing for a video shoot. This is over and over again.
Exactly. So the race show,
You have good insurance, Shania.
Good insurance. But you could see the people's faces, wondering, because they were very close in that theater to the stage, and the horses had no barriers. And, I wasn't holding on to the horse or anything. It's Liberty Work. It's called Liberty Work. And the horse was great. The horse stayed with me. And unfortunately, this particular horse did not like treats. So treats did not work. I was hoping, and I'm thinking, I've got a little treat in my back thing here. I even had a special crystal pouch made to hold treats.
It matched your outfit.
It matched the dress, thinking that this was going to be a really great tool for me. And he didn't want the treats. He was too distracted with what everything else was going on.
It's a horse on stage in Vegas.
Yeah, but what horse doesn't want a treat? All horses want treats. Anyway, so that didn't work, and we really just had to do a lot of rehearsing and bonding. I would ride him on down days as well, just out in the desert, spend time with him. And the stalls, the horse stable was right behind. You'll see on there's a huge, giant screen as a backdrop with a lot of video imagery and everything. Right behind that screen were the stables, so the horses were right on stage with us, and they were so tolerant. They were hearing all this music all night, and they would get a little bit excited when they'd enter the theater because they would feel the buzz starting. They're incredibly intuitive that way.
Do you miss the show a little bit?
I do miss the show. I mean, that was a big reason putting it on DVD and capturing it. I want to have it forever. It's my keepsake, and it was a very special time in my life, and now I have it.
The biggest surprise, did you learn something about yourself? Obviously, the journey was a huge one, overcoming the obstacles physically. What was the thing that surprised you the most, and the thing that you learned about yourself on this trip?
I guess what surprised me the most is that I just didn't put any barriers in my way. I really just went for it. Instead of, I didn't hesitate at the gate, and I think that was because I was in such an apprehensive spirit at the time going into it anyway. Once I'd taken that jump, it was like, wow, that's all it took just to jump off. So I think I've adopted a whole new attitude because of that. It was a good lesson for me not to hesitate so much, and just sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to jump. From this moment,
I guess it makes the idea of a national North American tour seem like no big thing.
You know what? It's a very good point.
Yeah?
It so is. I'm so glad you brought that up. Because Las Vegas was such a challenge in so many ways, I was initially thinking that I was going to retire from the stage at the end of the Las Vegas tour.
Really?
Yeah, a Las Vegas show.
That was kind of the
in
plan.
my mind, yeah. Okay. I didn't share that with anybody. But at the end of it, I said, it was such a great experience. I achieved what I set out to achieve, reached those goals, and now I've got this momentum that I don't want to stop. But I do want to get out there and experience the fans in their hometown and in their own environment, because it's a whole other exciting experience. and you don't, the theater is beautiful. It's a luxurious setting in very, very many ways, but there's an ambiance that you can only get when you're on tour.
So you're ready for the bowels of dirty arenas and stadiums again?
Exactly.
Really?
There's just something so exciting about that. So when the show was closing in Las Vegas, I said I need to end my touring career with that excitement, with that atmosphere, and so that was the decision to go on the road and take. It's a whole new show. I'm not actually taking the Las Vegas show on the road. The only way now that you can see it, or that I can even experience it, is on the DVD. So that show is over live. But the tour will be a whole new production, and it's a celebration. So that's what I was getting at. Sorry, I'm jabbering away here.
No. This is kind of why you're here.
I'm coming back around. But the tour is a celebration of what I achieved in Las Vegas, of getting back out on the stage in the first place, realizing that I could sing again. Now that I can sing again, and I know that I'm going to make another record. So it just all one thing led to another. And the concert tour is the after party of all of that effort.